Bonjour mes amis and welcome to Essential French. My name is Natasha. I set up Essential French 23 years ago, and you know what? I thought I'd come on, do a video with you. We're getting so many inquiries from students and parents. Three biggest questions are: what provisions have we in place for COVID-19? What exactly are we providing our students in our programmes? And what happens if there's further lockdowns and a second wave? So we're going to address all of those and hopefully answer the questions that you may have. First of all, COVID-19. Visors with every teacher, obviously, and we're going to be led by the government in relation to whether the students are going to wear masks or whether they're going to wear visors. So obviously we'll be led by the government there in relation to what's happening in schools. Every student has their own study pods. We've got them made exclusively for Essential French. So study pod, the class, each study pod is 1.5 to 2 metres apart to make sure there's social distancing, and we also have pop-up banners in each classroom separating the students as well. So I feel our students and our staff are very, very secure coming in. We've sanitising stations right throughout both buildings. We have 2 buildings here in the Grand Parade. And on top of that then, we also have the class times staggered, so that way then students aren't bumping into each other coming in and coming out. So we've got them all staggered like that. In relation to content, I'll explain what happened during lockdown, which was quite interesting. As it is, there are 2 classes a week that students attend. It's all included. Everything I'm telling you is included in the fee. There are 2 classes a week that students would attend. A group of 7 and a group of 24. Okay? In the group of 7, it was all oral comprehension and listening. The group of 24 was all grammar. Okay? That was always a challenge for us because the students found it difficult to attend 2 weeks. That's always been a challenge. But, lads, we've gotten the highest grades in the country in the Leaving Cert for the last 17 years. And the reason why is that all of our facilities are included in the fee, so students use and abuse us from second year through to Leaving Cert, and that's important. So the first thing is, as I said, in relation to the classes, we had the 7 and the 12 in a group, we had the 7 and the 24 in a group, and then when there was lockdown, everything had to move online. And we just did everything online as best we could. What was quite interesting was parents said to us, why in God's name aren't you doing all the lessons online and do a mix of online and face-to-face in September? So that's what we have spent our summer doing, completely transforming the programme. The content is the same, but the delivery is slightly different. So 1 class every week will be done online, so students are at home for that, for an hour and a half. It's pre-recorded, they can watch it over and over, which is great for students who are struggling with a particular aspect. They can keep watching it until they're comfortable with it. And then the other class is face-to-face. There's 2 different classes you attend. It's a 2-part cycle. 1 week you attend a class with a max of 3 or 4. In that you'll be covering comprehension, listening and oral. We want to make sure the classes are small when there's oral work. Our teachers are French, so straight away we've got authenticity of language, and that's very important. All classes are streamed, so students are very comfortable in the classes that they're in, and I think that's also important. A lot of students are lacking confidence, which is why they don't like the language. Okay, so it's important that we have them all streamed and they're in small groups. Then the following week, they're in a group of between 8 and 12 where we cover grammar. So every week there's 2.5 hours tuition, as we normally have always done it. But in going forward, 1 session is online and 1 is face-to-face. Now, what exactly is being covered in the sessions? We've everything colour-coded, and we find that quite important. So, for example, with our Leaving Certs now, as I said, we've gotten the highest grades in the country for the last 17 years, and that always stands for something. Last year, for example, 8% nationally got H1s, whereas with us, over a third of our students got H1s, and that's down to the presentation of the programme. All of our material has been gamified on a Quizlet app. The students access and practice over and over again. 75% of the junior cycle is based on words from French to English. We want to make sure those words are learned well, and we've got all of that gamified. Leaving Cert, that becomes 50% is based on words from French to English. So we've it all worked out, you just need to trust in the process. So for example, if you're Leaving Cert and you're going to be doing an opinion piece, all opinion piece material is in green. So say for example, this is what you need to get full marks in an opinion piece. We've got a brainstorming pack, we have got an essay padding card, we have got a 2-part card of sentence compositions, and that's it. I thought there was something else. That's it to get full marks. That's it. As opposed to learning 100 million essays off by heart. If you're doing a diary or a 9-to a narrative, you have a tenses card in blue, and you've got your diary pack and must-haves in blue. That's it. That's it to get full marks. So you need to remember, lads, because we're not a department school, we are basically playing the game. We don't follow the syllabus. We look at steps And each step then takes you closer to getting that H1 in the Leaving Cert or top marks in the Junior Cert. So we leave out a lot of the programme. We focus on what you need to get maximum marks. And that's why students getting H1s anyway will come to us, because they say to us, Natasha, it's an easy H1. If we weren't doing you and going to school, we'd find we're doing a lot of extra material. No disrespect to teachers, but the teachers have to follow the syllabus as laid out by the department, whereas we don't. We put steps in place to get H1s, and that's what we focus on. Okay? In relation to actual content, I've just given you an example there, and the very same thing holds true for second year right through to Leaving Cert, and everything is colour coded and colour coordinated to make it easier to learn and students to understand what goes with what to make learning easy. We provide study gurus to all of our students where they come on Facebook Live, and a private page obviously for our students, and they'll give tips and tricks from second year right through to Leaving Cert on how to study, because lads, face it, Leaving Cert on how to study, forget second years and junior certs. You want to make sure you're studying the right material in the right way, and that's what study gurus are about. They got 625 points in the Leaving Cert, and they're on board to help our senior and our junior students in achieving their potential, showing them how to study all subjects smartly. I just figure if they're in here, why not learn how to study as well as how to study French? It just makes sense, okay? And a lot of the concepts and methods we have in French can be used for Irish or any other language as well, which is interesting, and other subjects too. On top of that, with September and October starting back in school in September, so many of our students, everyone is miles behind since lockdown. So what we're going to do is we are looking at replacing school. So we're going to have regular classes on in Essential French, all included in the fee for September and October to get the students back on track again. So we've got a load of sessions prepared, a load of refresher sessions, all free of charge for students who enrol in our programme. For second years and junior certs, we're going to have individual sessions helping them with their CBAs. Not obviously doing the CBAs, but helping them and putting them together and really wowing in school. I think that's really important. They need that support from us, especially in the oral side of the programme. They need to gain confidence in speaking French. So we help them with that. We have got right throughout the year workshops. We run them in hotels, and obviously COVID permitting, we'll be running them in hotels. Otherwise we do them online, as what we did during lockdown. I give those workshops most of the time, and we've got 5 for Leaving Cert and 3 for fifth years right throughout the year, where basically I'm showing them with the material they have how they wow in the exam. There's a certain unique way that we have that always works. And remember one thing, lads, the material I'm showing you there, it's only available to our Leaving Certs and Junior Certs. We don't offer one-day revision courses or anything like that. So the material we have is exclusive to the students who enrol in the programme. That's why we get the highest grades in the country. Some people think, oh, why don't you open another college in Limerick? Why don't you open another one in Dublin? Why? Because we're getting the grades. The reason why we get the grades is because only a certain number of students have our material and it remains exclusive. That's why we get the grades. It's so unique, it stands out from the crowd. Whereas if everybody had it, sure, there's no uniqueness there and there's no exclusivity and there's no wow factor. So that's why you've got our guarantee that only the students attending the full year programme get our material, and I think that's important. There's no one-day revision sessions, we're giving the stuff away and all that. We don't operate like that at all. That's the first thing. The next thing, as I said, is you've got the workshops, you've got Quizlet support, and during lockdown we found that we actually replaced what was going on in school, and we'll continue to do that. So it means that on Facebook, I come on and do regular Facebook live streamings, helping students with any questions they have. I'll come on and do little 3 or 4 minute lessons to help students revise different aspects of the programme. And that's all included in the fee as well. We also have a Facebook facility. All students need to be on Facebook, by the way. We'll explain all that when you start. The reason being is that we put you into little group chats and give you constant support right throughout the year, Monday through till Sunday. So any questions you have outside of the classroom, students can contact us anytime from kind of 7 or 8 o'clock on in the evening, right through the night. I'm on it. During the day, it's the admin team. So the important thing is that we're there to support students every step of the way. And that's really important. What happens when the school closures is the last question that everyone asks. And with school closures, we're going to just move everything online, which means that you'll have the online class as normal and everything becomes Zoom. So you still will have the face-to-face tuition, but you'll be at home in your pyjamas watching your session on your laptop. So nothing will be lost, nothing will be compromised. We don't know what's happening, lads, with the government. We don't know what's happening with COVID-19. All I can assure you is that we know what we are doing. We've got an A1, H1 programme. You've got support right throughout the year, replacing school if needs be. And you've got all of the lives and the support on Facebook and the live streamings all available. And we're only one message away right throughout the year. So if you are interested, lads, get in touch. Welcome at essentialfrench.ie. Talk to you soon. Bye.